Saint Paisios the Athonite, one of the most beloved saints of our times, spoke to young people with simplicity and fatherly love. He knew how difficult it is to walk the path of purity in a world full of temptations and confusion. He tried to show them that chastity is not something outdated, but a true cross that those who wish to remain close to Christ must carry. Young people should not have premarital relations. If someone truly loves you, they will not leave, but will respect you for it. If they leave, it means they never truly loved you. And that means you have gained, not lost. You have saved time. The saint emphasized that true love never asks the other person to abandon their purity. On the contrary, it honors and respects it. In an age where everything is presented as easy and superficial, young people must understand that patience and self-control are signs of strength, not weakness. Youth is a very difficult period. The evil one tries to destroy children by exploiting their inexperience, immature thinking, and lack of spiritual reserves. The sweet worldly downhill can be prevented by the advice of the elders. Saint Paisios knew well that the devil targets the young first, because that is where the fire burns brightest. In the young person who keeps their soul pure lies hope. A young person needs a spiritual guide, so that they may walk safely, away from dangers. Otherwise, they will experiment on themselves. If a young person listens to spiritual people with experience, they will only benefit. Saint Paisios often repeated that without a spiritual guide, a person easily goes astray. Just as a traveler without a map is lost, so too does a young person need someone to guide and support them when they are confused, showing them the safe path. Thus, devout parents must build bridges of trust with their children from an early age, so that they do not seek answers elsewhere. Every child should also have a good spiritual father. Since it is not easy for young people to be in a mature spiritual state, the fathers advise that boys and girls should not keep close company. The tempter exploits youth. It is better for a young person to be considered naive by the opposite sex rather than lose their purity. It is a cross that devout youth must bear in today's society, where people constantly think in a corrupt way. Purity is neither shameful nor foolish. It is a strength that springs from love and total trust in God. The young person who chooses to follow the commandments of the Lord knows that true joy and peace come through the sacrament of marriage. They trust the Lord to bring them the right person at the right time. As Saint Gavrila beautifully said, "The world is very small for those whom God wants to meet." The young person who struggles for Christ will receive divine love, which burns away every other desire and impure image. The divine flame within the heart cannot be compared to any of the pleasures of this world. Saint Paisios lived this deeply. He knew that only the love of God truly fills the soul, and whoever has felt that flame will never exchange it for any of the fleeting things of this world. Girls should seek to be clothed in divine grace, not to strip themselves as worldly fashion dictates. The saint never spoke judgmentally, but always with love. He said that modesty is not oppression, but protection. Fashion changes every year, but dignity remains. Perhaps true beauty is not what the eye sees, but what radiates from a pure soul. Parents must help their children while they are still young. Children are like empty cassettes. They must be filled with Christ from an early age, so that it will be difficult for them to drift away when they grow up. They may stray for a time, but they will return, as long as they have the fear of God. Saint Paisios believed that upbringing begins at home. The child's soul absorbs whatever it sees. If it grows up surrounded by prayer and love, it will have deep roots that cannot easily be torn out. Adults can approach young people who have gone astray only through love. The young recognize true love, and they disarm before it. Condemnation changes no one. Only love heals. Subscribe to our channel, Fatherly Words, if you don't want to miss our next videos. In a good family, children must be free. There is no need for military discipline, but rather for respect that overcomes fear. Yet today, respect is missing, and we see insolence even from small children toward their parents. When a little girl demands even the simplest things from her mother, how will she later respect her husband and hold a family together? Likewise, how will a boy truly love his wife? Saint Paisios spoke with sorrow about the lack of respect in families. He knew that this is where the problems begin, and he continues, "Do not fulfill every desire of your children. They will become little rebels and start behaving disrespectfully." Today, children abuse the freedom their parents give them. Not only do they lack respect, but they are also angry and full of ego. Love does not mean giving in to everything, but discipline with discernment. Parents who set boundaries show their children that they care for their good, not that they wish to restrict them. If a child does not respect their parents and does not recognize their sacrifices, how can they possibly respect and love God, the Father of us all?